Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Chess and welcome back to Day Art Survival video. Previously we talked about how much Halloween items we could get from the event last year, and in my theory, like in my opinion, the Halloween events that will happen this year will not probably will not far off from the previous one, because last year's Halloween events was kind of the same as the previous one as well, according to some people, right? Obviously, like, some things got changed here and there, but in general, these are still the same pretty much, right? I also kind of forgot already in the previous one that you can get demonic spoon basically from the Halloween event as well. It actually will be given in the main quest, in the boss. I think the first boss will actually will have this demonic spoon, and you need a little bit, like, specific strategy to get demonic spoon, so that you don't miss it out, right? And I will actually make video about that as well when the Halloween event actually comes, right? But yeah, also I will talk about this as well in the next in the other videos as well, about basically, like, about Halloween as well, about, basically I described what the Halloween event would look like, right? But yeah, anyway, these are all the items. As you can see, these are all very great rewards, right? It's very unique. You can only get this once a year, only in one time throughout the year, right? So you definitely don't want to miss this, because if you miss this, all of this stuff, then you will have to wait another year, which sucks, right? Um, 11 more months, that's just crazy. So make sure that you don't actually miss any of this. So come the questions, right? But Danny says, what should I prepare for Halloween, right? That's actually one of the many questions that you guys have asked, that I've seen asked as well, either in on Discord, either on the in-game chat or whatever, right? What to prepare? Well, actually, over here, all of this, as you can see, it has all this messy stuff over here, right? Actually, these are all the items that I would say you will need. These are all the items that you will have to prepare. Then it just that looks like a lot of stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, there's actually, I mean, it's better safe than sorry, right? Especially if you're end game players, you might actually already have all this stuff sorted as well. But if you're still new, then I guess use anything that you can have, right? Out of stuff that I will mention after this. So yeah. The first will be, let's take a look. What is this? Oh, this is weapons. Okay, well, yeah, duh, obviously weapons. There's actually quite interesting mechanics in the Halloween as well. I will actually explain about that in the next in the other video as well, about monsters, right? As well as the events, I mean the storylines, and etc, etc. um TLDR, there will be two types of opponents. First will be regular enemy. So as you can see over here, we have this, right? Cockroaches, rats, snakes, wolves, bears, boars, bandits, right? If you enter the Shadow Realm, you will not see any of these creatures or opponents, but you will in fact see all of these replaced with monsters. Yeah, that's right. You will see, you will only fight monsters in the Shadow Realm, and you can actually, switch back in and switch back in and out of the Shadow Realm. So don't worry about that. You can still fight bears, boars, etc. Even in Halloween events, right? There's actually a shadow that acts like toggle, basically, like a toggle on and off of Halloween events, right? So you will need weapons to beat this, just like you need weapons to beat these creatures over here, right? As well as bandits. Um, So yeah, weapon I would say, and then the next opponents, right, which will be main boss. So there will be lots of quests. There will be main quest, main storyline that has powerful bosses. I will also talk about that as well in the other video. You should tune, right? Stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already, so that you don't miss that video in the future. And yeah, those powerful boss, you will need certain weapons to beat them, certain strategy as well. So yeah, I would recommend Pepperbox, SVD, Saipuha, RPG, and Handmade Rocket Launcher. Um, to deal with those bosses, right? As for this, just like these creatures, you can actually auto battle them, so probably Pepperbox is best for that. Or SVD or Saipuha, right? You pick yourself. Or, if you like using spears, there's spears, there's a flamethrower, whatever, right? Any weapons that you are comfortable with using for auto battles, right? So yeah, you will need weapons for sure. And then the next thing will be, well, obviously, right? If you have weapons, then surely you will need ammunitions as well. Here, those are ammunitions that you will need. So rifle ammo, and then assault rifle if you use APCAN, and then use shotgun round for if you use pepper box, shotguns in general. Um, and then the explosives like handmade rocket for the rocket launcher, and then PG7 for the RPG. And then as you can see over here, there's actually some explosives, right? Stun grenade, F1 grenade, gunpowder grenade. I don't think you can actually stun the bosses, so I kind of forgot why I put it here, honestly. Okay, so I think you need to destroy some stuff as well. Like, if you fight shaman, right? If you fight shaman, they have a totem, right? And then you have to destroy that totem, right? So I think there will be some kind of stuff like that as well. Like, graveyard or something like that. You need to actually, destroy that. So for that case, you probably will need 3 by 3 explosives basically. I don't think this is necessary, but if you have, then that would be great. But the ammunitions is actually far more important than the explosives. Like, let's say rifle ammo and shotgun, probably you will want, if you're end game player, you will want at least 50,000, just chilling in your inventory if you have. But if you're new, then I guess few hundred is already great. You can, you don't have to create this yourself. You can buy from other people as well, right? Like, let's say you sell carcass, let's say, right? You battle with these monsters as well as getting experience as well, and then you sell the carcass for other player in return of rifle ammo and shotgun round. That sounds like great idea, right? So yeah, you prepare that. So that's the weapons basically. And then, oh, what is this over here? This one, oh yeah, obviously, since you use weapons, then it makes sense that those weapons will need repairs as well. As you can see over here, pepper box will need titanium alloy, steel, aluminum, weapon parts, and then oil. And then this one needs the same with springs, and then this one also the same, and then this one same, I think. This one you cannot. I don't think you cannot repair this, only from NPC, but I'm not sure. And then the rocket launchers, you will need iron, and then welder and generator. So those are basically the components over there that I put over here. So aluminum, iron, titanium alloy, springs, weapon parts, oil, right? So I would say, I don't know, like, let's say if you're end game player, again, you probably want at least, like, I don't know, 5,000, let's say, because you want to use 50,000 ammos, right? Just in case if you want to farm stuff as well. Like, I already mentioned in the previous video, right, about the witches punch and then the fireball scroll as well, that you can farm those from the witches, right? And farming witches is quite difficult because they respawn, they basically the same as these creatures over here. They have cooldown time, so they will respawn every month. And then to do that, you also probably will do will kill other monsters as well, right? So you probably will need a lot of weapon repairs as well. But I would say 5,000 you should be great, like springs as well. Maybe not 5,000, but more like, I don't know, 1,000 should be enough, right? And for the weapon parts as well. As for the machine oil, I guess 100,000 or 1 million should be enough. If you have, if you haven't, then it's fine. So if you're new players, I don't think you will need any of this because okay, here's the thing. You can actually fix weapons in the NPC, right? So, you probably don't have access to titanium alloy just yet, right? If you're low level as well. Therefore, your best chance, well, I mean, if you don't have titanium alloy, most likely you will also not have chance for Pepperbox, Saipuha, PKM or RPG in general, right? But yeah, if you use lower damage like SVD, let's say DP27 or AK74 or something like that, then you can just repair those in the NPC, right? So you don't actually have to hoard these components over here, so yeah, use what you have basically. Maybe if you can build or create some of these, then go for it. But I would just recommend just straight up fix your weapons from the NPC, and that's about it. Just focus on the Halloween event just for this time because again, Halloween event only comes once a year, right? And only on the period of I think 1 month or so, and those are not quite a lot of time, especially if you want to get the cool stuff, right? Like yeah, basically everything that I've explained over here. Like let's say this motorcycle, Helsing, this monstrous bag, and then there's demon mask, which you always have to get. And then the hunter carbs as well. Oh, speaking of hunter carbs, it's not here. It's actually over here. The next thing that you want to prepare will be armor, and that's kind of obvious, right? For me, well, yeah, polar armor because why not? Yeah, but if you don't have polar armor, it's fine. You can use prospector's armor as well. That's actually high, 2200. But keep in mind that there will be a unique boss monsters that will copy your stats. So you probably don't want to wear prospector's armor. Because they will copy this armor as well. So you will have to penetrate 2200 armor, right? Um, and then Hunter Scarf. I mean, this one you can get from the actual Halloween event. So yeah, if you're new, then you don't have Hunter Scarf just yet, right? But this is actually quite nice because you gain double experience from hitting monsters. So this is actually great costume or armor that you should wear. If you're looking for increasing your experience, right? So there's that. And then steel armor again if you're low level, right? You can use steel armor or any other armor basically that are weak, right? That should work as well because I think people said that the monsters will scale with your level as well. So if you're low level, then your monsters will be less strong, less strong as well. So yeah, there's that. Keep in mind, you will need armor, and like I said, with the weapons, if you have armor, then you will need the repairs as well. This one: copper, steel, titanium, leather, cloth, tarp, and rubber. Those are examples of things over here that you need, right? This one, it's rubber, leather, cloth, and then for the prospectors, you will need titanium alloy, copper, and again leather, tarp, rubber. As for the steel, then you will need steel, right? Cloth, tarp, leather, rubber, same as usual. If you're low level, again, you probably don't need to collect the materials. You can just fix your armor from the NPC as well. So, in this case, what you want to prepare will be lots of currencies. And that put us to the third one, which is currencies. You will need lots of currencies as well if you're low level. So, uh, if you watch this, do not buy anything from NPC just yet. Unless you really need that, right? There's no need to, keep your black rubbles and so that you can have these currencies to repair your stuff basically, and that's it. And if you're high, end game players as well, you might also want to save some of these. If you like repairing stuff using currencies, that's nice. But there's other thing as well, which is the ammunition, I believe. Not that one, this one. I think ammunition you can craft this one, right? Like PG7, you have to craft this from the specialist, and it's not really cheap, right? And then rifle ammo as well. So you can craft this from the NPC as well as getting these materials like copper, and then titanium alloy. You will need a mining permit, right? So there's that, and then to get this stuff, you might need some currencies as well, like especially the copper, right? And then the rubber and the tarp as well. You might want to pay that from the NPC. And then the fourth one that you need to get, so the first one is weapons, and it's ammunition as well as maintenance. And then second one will be your armor as well as the maintenance. And then the third, your currencies. And then the fourth one will be here. Oh, this one is quite interesting. So this is not really a must, but it is an interesting thing to have or to consider, especially if you are end game players as well. So you can get jack-o'-lantern, right? The way you get jack-o'-lantern will be from pumpkin. Yeah. Basically, you will need pumpkin and tin can candle to create yourself some jack-o'-lantern. There will be an option in the pumpkin. You can scroll down, and then it will, make another crafting, which is if you add tin can candle, you will basically craft jack-o'-lantern, and that's about it. This actually is just for decoration, I guess, or collectibles. Search success only 20%, so it's not great, right? Your regular flashlight is better, but if you're end game players and just want to have some fun, then I would say you should then craft jack-o'-lantern. Probably 10,000 is great already if you have the resource, right? Okay, so for the pumpkin, this is actually an interesting thing as well to discuss, because um, originally you can only get pumpkin from the Halloween event. And you probably, if you're new or advanced player or novice or expert or even like pros, right? You probably get pumpkin from other players, right? Like they gave you the seeds, right? But just for your knowledge or information, I guess you can only get pumpkin via a Halloween event. And yeah, that's the original way to obtain a pumpkin. So yeah, there you go. And then the pumpkin as well. So it means that if you want to get pumpkin, therefore you have to plant, right? There's actually monsters that give pumpkins, which is I think it's the scarecrow or something like that. Yeah, I think it's the scarecrow. The scarecrow actually, the monsters, it's one of the monster, and it can actually drop pumpkin if you kill them. Like the ghost will drop treats, and then the scarecrow drops pumpkin. The witches will drop witches punch, and then spiders will drop ropes, etc., etc., right? It depends. Also, there's maniac that will drop steel axe, so you can basically farm steel axe as well. So yeah, there you have it. And then after that, yeah, like greenhouse, right? It means if you want to you know uh, plant the pumpkin yourself, therefore you will need greenhouse. Here I put firewood because I cannot craft the actual greenhouse. Let's actually take a look from the crafting area. Here we go. This is the greenhouse. It requires all this stuff, as well as you will need water purifier, and this is the water purifier. You will need well, and then all this stuff, and then for the well you will need all this stuff. So crafting or building greenhouse will be a little bit of effort, right? But one should do the job, because you can plant the one greenhouse of pumpkin, and then you can harvest the pumpkins, right? And then you can use that for making a jack-o'-lantern. Or you can just buy pumpkin from other players as well. But yeah, there's that. This one is actually optional. If you're low level, I don't recommend you to build or to craft a lot of jack-o'-lantern. I will not recommend that. Instead, like maybe like, I guess, like 100 top. should be fine, right? It's just for collectibles. There's nothing special. You can't even send this to other player as well. So it's just there sitting in your inventory forever, right? So yeah, there is that. And then the fifth one, this is also another kinda optional but also kinda necessary as well, which will be ghost costume. So these are the materials that you will need. You will need cloth to make the ghost costume. The same as the jack-o'-lantern, if you scroll down in the cloth section, there will be a new craftable that you can craft ghost costume. Basically, I believe it was 30 cloth to make one, but yeah, there's that. And then to make cloth, well, here, right, you need to make cloth. You will need rags and threads, and then to make threads, you will need nettles, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one, nettles and wood, basically. So yeah, rags and threads to make cloth, and then cloth to make ghost costume. So this one is quite interesting. Either for end game or low level player, basically. Um, if you're low level, then you can use this because this has unique ability. It seems like when I'm wearing this stupid costume, monsters think I'm one of them. What does this mean? It means that you will not be ambushed by monsters if you wear this costume while in the Shadow Realm. Keep in mind that you only have 30 armor. Basically, you have no armor. So if you accidentally hunt something on your own and you forgot to switch armor, then that will be bad for you, right? But if you wear this, you will not get ambushed by any monsters whatsoever, which is always nice. But if you wear this in the real world, you can still be ambushed by all these creatures or bandits. So keep in mind to always check what armor you're wearing, right? If you're done wearing the ghost costume, then switch to other armor as well, so that you don't get overwhelmed if you accidentally fight something, right? Because you basically don't wear any armor. But it's nice condition for you if you're low level player. Now, if you're end game player, I guess your quest will be collecting these, right? Maybe again like 10,000, right? If you can, but 10,000, if it was true that it requires 30 cloths, it will require 300,000 cloths, right? That is a lot of cloths, right? That's expensive. But then again, you're end game players anyway, so I challenge you to craft 10,000 ghost costume. In fact, I was about to craft this as well, but then I realized that I didn't have witch pants, and then I didn't have, I kind of focus on the jack-o'-lantern, and then I focus on something else, the scrolls, right? So I didn't actually have, the time to craft the cloth. So yeah, there's that. But I could back then. I still could make that, and probably I should have had 10,000 myself. Maybe I will chase that this year. I'm not sure, but there's that. So that is the fifth one, right? And then the next one will be here. This is the sixth one, and you will need vehicle. Why you need vehicle? Well, because um, the Halloween event will actually will actually looks like this NPC over here. There will be quests tab, and then there will be exchange item as well. And the same as this quest tab over here from the bartender, you will have lots of quests that revolve around Halloween stuff, right? You will need to beat monsters, you will need to go somewhere, you will need to collect something, you will need to do various stuff, right? So for that, you will need vehicle, basically, just like any other quest. It will pop up nearby your area, right? So you might want to move a little bit, and moving will require, well, obviously will require vehicle. Therefore you will want vehicle as well as the fuel, right? In this case, either diesel or gasoline. So you want to prepare some fuel as well. um, so yeah, that is the sixth one, right? Now the seventh one, I guess, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, the seventh one will be, well, obviously this is obvious as well. If you use vehicle, then you will need the repairs, right? screws, tapes, oils, auto spare parts, or motorcycle spare parts, or bike if you wear any of those, right? If you're low level as well, tires, cables, rubber parts. You want some of those just to repair this because you will, I would say, you will need quite decent amount of traveling basically to do the quest, and there's that. So yeah, that is the what is it? One, two, three, four, five, six. I guess this still the sixth one because it's still part of vehicle. And then the last one, I guess the seventh one. Well, this is kind of obvious as well. You will need food, water, and medicines as well, just in case, right? Like I said, the boss monsters will be extremely difficult at some cases that you will need all these medicines afterwards otherwise you will die, right? um Alpha Salon, if you're end game player, you should have this, right? It's no brainer, like basically this cures all damage or all disease, injuries, as well as putting your health, bar, and radiation at full, or at zero if you're radiation, right? It's always nice to have Alpha Salon, so you might want some of those as well. Aqua Vitae, because why not? I don't know, maybe you want to go explore a little bit, right? Do the quest. This is great as well. Like maybe you want to loot cities, other, like etc. etc. And then all the medicines, that increase your health basically, right? And then as for food, basically any other food that you like, right? Any food that will you like to bring whenever you are going, whenever you are traveling, right? For me, this is my food and water and medicines. Regular water, Pepsi, energizing potion. This is increasing energy, which is always nice. Detox, and then another diluted alcohol for radiation, moonshine, because why not? All this stuff over here, right? Usually I only use homemade wine because I have lots of these, lots of the stocks from the old version. So yeah, and then I use cold coffee for the energy, and then after that, for the food, I just use jam, pickled, or stew meat, and that's about it. Or sausage is for my pets, and then this kind of stuff I don't really eat. This is just for collection. But for some reason, I also include that in my inventory as well because why not, right? And then all this stuff over here like honey, salted meat, salted fish, dried meat, dried fish. This is actually a must, items that should or must be in your inventory. You'll actually need this for lots of stuff, either cooking, to eat yourself, to feed your pets, etc., etc., right? And then sugar, salt, and then yeah, um, there's that. And then we go to the meds. I think I have all the medicines with me over here. I pin all of them, I think, and yeah, as well as cigarettes as well, and that's it, I guess. That's the last thing that you need to have, which is food, water, and medicines, because this will be a journey basically, like the quest says, journey into the shadow. This will be quite of a journey if you ask me. Yeah, so there you have it. Those are the items that you need to prepare for the Halloween events. The first one will be weapons and ammos and repairs, and then the second one will be armor and the repairs, and then jack-o'-lantern and ghost costume. You will need a cloth, and then you will need tin can candle and pumpkin for that. That's four, and then the fifth one will be currencies over here. You'll need currencies to I guess you can use that for repairing your weapons if you're low level, or buy stuff, right? Like copper, mining permit for titanium alloy, etc., etc., if you are end game players, right? Save some of these. There you go. And then the other one will be vehicles, because you will need a lot of traveling. And then the last one will be well, obviously with the repairs as well. And the last one will be food, water, and medicines. And these are the things that you need to prepare basically, right? Quite basic stuff if you ask me. Basically everything, right? But for me, the most things that you will need the most is probably ammunition, because you will need to fight a lots of monsters if you're end game players. Even if you're low level as well, actually you will need a lot of ammunitions as well, because To fight the main boss, you will actually need to do several mini quests as well. And those mini quests, the same as the one in NPC, you will sometimes have to fight stuff as well. In this case, monsters, right? So yeah, you will need ammunition. So make sure to stock as many ammunition as you can. And then the next one, the most important one for me anyway, which will be jack-o'-lantern, which is tin can candle and pumpkin, and then ghost costume, which requires cloth. Because these items only available during Halloween events, and that's it. There's no other stuff or way you can get this outside Halloween. So it's always nice if you're low, no, not low, end game players to collect all of this stuff, right? For collections basically, and that's about it. So yeah, I think that'll be it for today's video about you should prepare these stuffs for Halloween events, or items you should prepare for Halloween event. I think that will be the title for this video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you watch until the end, make sure to subscribe if you really like or enjoy, or if you want to support the channel in general, right? It's quite small subscribe. I mean, small YouTubers, like just kind of want to do this because I really love doing this kind of stuff, right? I like talking, I like making these videos just for fun, right? It's good for my mental health. And if you support, like if you support that idea, then help me, like just subscribe, right? But yeah, other than thank you guys for watching. This has been the Art Survival video. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. I will see you again very soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see ya.